Wah. Ikalani. Eja.
Go yalla.
Naka def?
Yo fo joxe.
Mba def la suma tol bala wari on.
Man de man fa tehi man.
Yaa ngi toog di daa dega son.
Man fa tehi di. Man suma tol bi fa boy baxatul.
Xanaa doo dee use engrais fertilizer.
Man loolu yow bu wuti ko fa tehi dem ci dépôt ba dafa wuti fa sori.
Gis nga mbayum léegi boo amul fertilizer du baax de. Engrais kenn jëndeetu ko ci def.
Boo ko jëlee ci dépôt foo koy amee.
Kay yaa ngi doog a ñëw. Xam nga Reliance banque bi ñuy wax Reliance.
Faa koy dégg waaw.
Kay gis nga boo demee Reliance ci boppam. foofu ngay fayee. saako yi nga bëgg nu mu toll. nga fay ba pare ñu jox la sa receipt. gis nga receipt boobu ñu lay jox. moom ngay yóbbu nag ca dépôt ba.
kon fu ne ko dem ci dépôt ba te yóbbu la kay doo ko am.
déedéet.
fu ne su ma jógoon su ma xaalis ba dem ci dépôt ba dama am.
déedéet doo am. foog nga dem Reliance fay ba pare.
waaw.
soo ko dem nag ak sa receipt ca dépôt ba. waa Gambia Granite Corporation. lii la ñu wax.
yow fi ne fa nga jëm ni la.
waaw fa laay dem bi.
kon kay ni jàmm jox la nga jëndaaleel ma. ay yow ma de fi di saako doon yàgg te dama ko xam.
maa la ko wax de.
boo xàggee jëndaaleel ma.
mbokk yi nii lañ ko bëggee waa Gambia Granite Corporation ñu ne saako engrais 700 dalasi dong lay jar muy juróom-ñaar téeméeri dalasi rek yomb na lool daw leen Reliance bu leen gën a jege si PMS tam dañuy jaay comme ni ko Reliance di jaayee boo fa demee dinañ la jaay te engrais bii pour réew mi kese la bëgguñ mu génn réew mi.
Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulaling. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gash, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gash Group also provides the best security company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash.
It's a warm welcome here in our studio in Sarakunda. This is Star TV News with me, Maimuna Fadera. In the headlines tonight, the Ministry of Finance embarks on a supplementary budget to cope COVID-19. The Ministry of Lands to embark on a land commission. 2 new COVID-19 cases recorded, bringing total to 63. Tailors yearn for government support as lack of electricity hinders their business. On the international scene, foreign interference in Libya at unprecedented levels, says UN chief. Ivory Coast Prime Minister Amadou Gon globally dies. Turkish troops held clear lands wide in Tripoli. Well, those were the headlines, and now the news in details. The Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, Mamboure Ndiaye, had on Wednesday proposed a supplementary budget before the National Assembly to cope the COVID-19 pandemic in the country. Mariama Dem was at the National Assembly and she now reports.
As the adverse effects of the pandemic have drastically continued to unfold, the Minister of Finance, Mambu Njai, had made a supplementary bill proposal of $3 billion before the Parliament to cope the coronavirus pandemic in the country. He said that the focus of the supplementary budget is covering the cost of things needed to combat the coronavirus outbreak, as well as other essential and urgent budgetary needs that are directly or indirectly related to the pandemic. According to Minister Njai, there is a need to support the private sector to cope the pandemic.
There is need to support the private sector, in particular for the tourism and hospitality sector, so that they may cope with the effects of the pandemic. The supplementary estimate is also formulated to address specific needs that may not necessarily be associated with the COVID-19 pandemic, including payments owed to Haraki and Sapuji, rehabilitation of the Bate, Market and Birhama, construction of the museum for our founding father, the late Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawda, rural roads projects, recapitalizing the central bank and the settlement of international trade financing cooperation facility on behalf of the Gambia Groundnut.
However, the Gambia government has also taken a step to provide support to the general public, he said.
The fact that government has already introduced various measures such as the closure of non-essential businesses to control the spread of the coronavirus, we therefore deem it fit to provide some sort of a humanitarian assistance to the general public. As we all know, almost half of our population live on a poverty level less than $1.2 a day. And a meaningful sector of the economy is in the informal sector, where most people earn daily income wages to feed their families.
He also said that the public enterprises also need support from the government as they are mainly affected by the pandemic.
They need urgent assistance from government in order to sustain their operation, including payment of salaries to their employees. Under this supplementary estimate, it is proposed that the operating expenses of these PEs be settled by government with a bailout to the tune of $121 million to sustain their operation for a period of 3 months.
As the Gambia continues to register more cases, the state of public emergency has been extended by the government, resulting in the closure of unessential businesses and the restriction of public gatherings. I am Maria Madem, reporting for Star TV News.
The Ministry of Lands and Regional Government embarks on a land commission to investigate disputes on land ownership and occupation within the country. Maria Madam has the rest of the story.
During the second ordinary session at the National Assembly on Wednesday, the Minister of Lands and Regional Government, Mr. Musa Drame, noted that his ministry is embarking on different activities to set up commissions for not only to reduce the issues over land, but most importantly to bring about efficient and effective land and land resources management. The activities include a land commission conducting of systematic cadastral mapping and the review of existing policy documents, as well as the formulation of real estate bills. This issue was raised by the Honorable Member for Tumana constituency for the NM Drame by asking how far the Ministry of Lands has gone in addressing all land-related issues as they pose a threat to national security. In response to the question, the Minister of Lands and Regional Government had this to say.
Reduce land issues over land, but most importantly to bring about efficient and effective land and land resources management. A. Lands Commission. The Ministry constituted the Lands Commission, whose function includes to investigate disputes on land ownership and occupation in any area in the Gambia, conducting a systematic cadastral mapping. My ministry signed an non-committed MOU with Temple Land Administration to conduct a systematic cadastral mapping for the whole country. Review of the existing policy document. The Ministry, in collaboration with FAO, is embarked on reviewing our current policy documents with the subsidiary regulations to adjust them to the current realities. Formulation of real estate bill. An in-house review of the draft real estate bill is ongoing, to be followed by stakeholder consultation and validation.
The purpose of constructing Brikama Power Plant, a vast area in Brikama Daru Hairu, was confiscated and massively demolished. The Honorable Member of Parliament for Brikama North, Alhaji S. Dabo, in response to his parliamentary question in 2017, said the then Minister of Lands and Regional Government responded that the government had no such plans to do so, but would consider compensating those victims. Nevertheless, for about 2 years now, it is yet to be effected. In connection to this, Honorable Dabo raised concern on the Brikama Daru Hairu victims' compensation issues. In response to the question asked by the Honorable Member of Parliament for Brikama North, the Minister of Lands and Regional Government said his ministry is working on a suitable site to compensate those affected. Maria Madam reporting for Star TV News.
Health authorities have revealed that the Gambia has registered 2 new coronavirus cases, bringing the total number to 63. Yamunda Okoka tells us more.
The country currently has 369 people in quarantine, 28 active and 9 probable cases. One of the 2 cases is a male Gambian who evaded quarantine after returning from Senegal only to surface at a health facility a couple of weeks later with symptoms similar to those of COVID-19. The second case is a Norwegian national that has been in quarantine since her arrival into the Gambia via SN Brussels flight on the 3rd of July 2020. New recoveries registered, bringing down the number of active cases to 28, and the 81 new laboratory test results received comprise of results of 53 new and 28 repeat tests. And of these, 76 test results are negative, 2 are positive and 3 are inconclusive or probable. 2 of the probable are repeat test results. 5 persons were recently taken into quarantine. No new person has been discharged. The country currently has 369 people in quarantine, 28 active and 9 probable cases. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Yamunda Kuka.
Tailors in Ibo Town call on the government for support as lack of electricity hinders their business. The recent on and off of electricity weakens their responsibilities. Mariama Jabi files in this report.
The owner of Dembi's Creation, a resident of Ibo Town, told Star TV the problems they encounter during occasional events such as the Korite, Tobaski or Christmas, as they call on the government to support them because lack of electricity hinders their work. He added that with the difficulties they encounter, the Gambia Revenue Authority is also adding to it. He added that tax revenue is expensive, especially during the crisis the world is facing. Tailors are no exception of this global pandemic, and their business, like all other businesses, is at stake. Abubakar Sow, who is also a tailor, said that lack of electricity has been something they have been battling for a long time.
It's not favoring us, you see, because without light we cannot work. For me, all my machine I use light. So if there is no light, sometimes I used to sit for 1 hour, 2 hours before light come, and sometimes again I used to take my generator to get access to light. So if there is no light, it cannot favor us here.
He mentioned a second option, which is to use a generator. He was quick to say that using generator is not very favorable, as buying cash power is cheaper. But it is a must for them to use generator, since it's the only way to have electricity and work in order to satisfy their customers during a time like this. Abdullah Jor, a tailor, declared that he spends up to $400 for fuel per day because he has no other option. Fully relying on Nawek for electricity may possibly mean spending the whole day without working, and that is not good for his business. He said that while spending that much on fuel is not favorable to him and other tailors, they rather spend that much than lose their customers. However, some other tailors depend on sewing machines that are non-electronic to support them to at least make 1 or 2 outfits per day. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Mariama Jabi.
Well, that was the end of the local news. We will be back with the international stories. Please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Malum ni nan kuwal fo jaxalo wota bay ko da ko jande ak jiri na fi fo be fala be fada fi fo be fada malum be tel nyami jang ha ni nga jam bando ni bare ni nay fele do ko bala de inu mbara awra ni mbara ni su ko do buga nyamoti awum to jaldi kay ndungi be do ko bala jang ko mbe do ko walal de bar fenkil nañ jaxal jang nga fem fi jabu ka bete nga fem fi jabu ka bete nga fem fi yang ko jaxal ta fa malum be kel nyaati de le jambando soto angare nyeng leo soto yake jang ila soto fengo fam be yiru wala jambando
ha
oto alhamdulillah sa jambando mo so la nyaadi le
sañi moli abulale kata fan kata dépôt nyinto hani ni futata je dépôt to sañi buka wafi de ka kodo ta mo bulu ka boto dila wo bo sañi wo botale sañi mimbe kering wolem nyinti ko reliance ibita wolto ye kodo jo ne kodo jo reliance ka risitol dira ba risito nyinga ku matal de wo risito nyin ni adila e ka wole samba dépôt nyintu ne risito di yela jambando soto
comme ngi yek mo fu nyami ngamoyle nim fana bodo jam ko tanke mbira jambando sanna
GGC wolem Gambia Groundnut Corporation wolle be mararen nyin jambando la kola andu ila nyin jang ngalo ne nyin jambando ni yake jang ifam ba fala nyela
tumondo bar be jambando ko yele fana ngaji be nim bodo ya mbita wolto mbita sekro direct nim tara ye rek be jambando sanna oto mbaɗigol ñewode ñul naatata kana mol dahandi GGC ka jambando data lambole fo dara si ceme worwula he ñomo alten tubalde mbati woto nimboru bayta ngatan na jambando la ko do jo woto jang san sa mbe wutule ngata fo reliance nganna jambando la ko do jo jeto nganna risito ta ngata depo walla ngaji be CPMS katu ñindu la fulol de min suriyata na rek nin tara ngajo je benna jambando sotlal al nimbara bak ala baraka alhamdulillah ñomu ala tan dubal moro ñina metu abde no sanal
Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gosh, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jeja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulaling. We are also producers of Jeja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gosh, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gosh Group also provides the best security company, Gosh Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gosh Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gosh on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gosh Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.global.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding. Gosh.
Hello Gambia. Your television experience is about to be transformed to the next level. Enjoy amazing features with the new DTT decoder by XCAF. Watch television in high definition and excellent sound quality. Watch Gambian channels such as GRTS, QTV, Star TV, Paradise TV and MTA with one decoder, all for free. That's not all. For a monthly subscription of $510, you get 60 international channels from your favorite football leagues, news, African movies, telenovelas, cartoons and much more. Get the decoder for $2,040, which comes with free installation, 24/7 customer and technical support all year round, and 1 month free subscription for only $510 thereafter. Get the decoder at XCAF Gambia, located at Hendon Court Building, former Dream Park, Senegambia, or through approved dealers. For more info, call 446-1060 or 446-1061. The world is at your fingertips with the XCAF DTD decoder.
Welcome back after that short commercial break, and we now look at the news beyond our borders. The United Nations Secretary General is warning of unprecedented levels of foreign interference in Libya. Antonio Guterres is urging warring parties and their international backers to end the political stalemate and agree to a ceasefire. Al Jazeera's James Bay reports from the UN headquarters in New York.
2020 was the year the UN and the international community said they would bring peace to Libya. Instead, violence has intensified with repeated war crimes, mass graves and civilian casualties. There are new risks as well as opportunities for peace now that General Haftar's forces have been pushed all the way to Sirte.
Time is not on our side in Libya. The conflict has entered a new phase, with foreign interference reaching unprecedented levels, including in the delivery of sophisticated equipment and the number of mercenaries involved in the fighting.
Germany's been leading international efforts. In January, it pulled together key players at a conference in Berlin. Germany now has the presidency of both the EU and of the UN Security Council. Its foreign minister was blunt. Some of the countries who signed up to the Berlin communiqué 6 months ago have been undermining it ever since with their actions.
Foreign interference remains the main driver of the conflict in Libya. It must be brought to an end. That means no more planes, no more tanks, no more trucks or cargo ships full of weapons, and no more lies.
So will those directly involved in Libya now back down? Representatives of Russia, Egypt and the United Arab Emirates said they support the UN position, even though they're widely believed to back General Haftar militarily. France has a growing strategic partnership with the UAE and was strongly critical of fellow NATO member Turkey, the main supporter of the Government of National Accord. The problem is this: supporters of General Haftar know he's now in a much weakened position, and they may want to bolster his military standing before any negotiations. On the other side, supporters of the Government of National Accord know a battle with Haftar in Sirte would be very bloody, but after that there'd be an open road to the part of Libya where much of the country's oil infrastructure is based. James Bays, Al Jazeera, at the United Nations.
Ivory Coast is facing new political uncertainty after the sudden death of its Prime Minister, Amadou Gon Coulibaly, collapsed during a cabinet meeting just 3 months before he was supposed to run for presidency. Al Jazeera's Nicholas Haig reports.
Moments before his death, Prime Minister Amadou Gon Coulibaly appeared upbeat as he entered a cabinet meeting. Chosen by the ruling party as its presidential candidate, he just tweeted, "To have a vision is not about short-term political gains, but careful planning for decades to come." But inside the meeting, he suffered a coughing fit, collapsed, and died. No official cause has been given, but he's suspected of having suffered a heart attack. Last Thursday, he was welcomed home by President Ouattara after spending 2 months in France for medical treatment over his heart condition. The 61-year-old was Ouattara's chosen successor.
I'm back to take my place alongside the President, to continue the work of development and construction of our country, the Ivory Coast.
In an address to the nation, Ouattara described Coulibaly as his younger brother, his son.
Avec la disparition d'Amadou Gon Coulibaly.
With the death of Amadou Gon Coulibaly, Ivory Coast loses a model for the youth, an example of competence and persistence.
After the tributes will come the political fighting. His death creates a political vacuum with many eager to take his place and become the ruling party's candidate for October's presidential elections. The president's spokesman, Patrick Achi, and Defense Minister Ahmed Bakayoko are among the favorites. While Ouattara has got the country's economy back on track, critics accuse him of failing to address the deep grievances that led to the 2011 civil war. 3,000 people died after former President Gbagbo refused to concede defeat to Ouattara. Whoever replaces Coulibaly will have to put up a strong campaign against experienced rivals, including former Prime Minister Guillaume Soro and opposition leader Henri Konan Bédié, a former president. With elections just 4 months away, the sudden death of Coulibaly puts Ivory Coast into a new period of political uncertainty. Nicholas Hogg, Al Jazeera.
Marie-Roger Beloa is Chief Executive Director of the Africa International Media Group. She explained what political challenges may lie ahead.
The main problems occurring now, we will be watching what will happen because we can reckon with a lot of tensions, and also maybe President Ouattara will say, well, the Constitution allows me to run again, and facing that situation, we have a former president, 86 years old, who's running, and a lot of tension. People don't unite about a candidacy within my party, so maybe I run myself. President Ouattara was not in a very comfortable position to begin with. But now, with this opening, everybody, all the political force will feel that it's a signal to come up with their own ambitions And really, I think it will be very tense.
Dozens of returning homeowners in Tripoli have been killed or maimed by landmines left behind by forces loyal to renegade military commander Khalifa Haftar after he failed to capture the city. Turkish troops are now helping their Libyan allies to clear the mines planted in houses around the capital. Al Jazeera's Malik Trainer reports.
The bombed-out homes and scorched military machinery near homes on the outskirts of Tripoli show how devastating the 14th-month battle for the capital was. Having failed to claim their prize, warlord Khalifa Haftar's forces have been forced to retreat from western Libya towards their strongholds in the oil-rich east. Before leaving, they planted landmines and booby traps. Returning homeowners have fallen victim to them. GNA officials say at least 27 civilians have been killed and 70 wounded. It's a familiar job for the head of the mine-clearing team in Tripoli. Brigadier Ahmed Bayu spent months clearing Sirte after the city was liberated from ISIL. He says ISIL targeted GNA forces in Sirte, while Russian mercenaries from the Wagner Group, along with Haftar forces, laid landmines and other weapons to kill indiscriminately.
Residential homes and streets, children's toys along with play areas were booby-trapped. This proves that it is residents who are targeted by these landmines when they return to their homes. When a landmine is planted in a toy, who is the target? It is to kill children and residents.
Landmines are banned by most countries, but their sheer number here and the sophisticated manner in which they were planted led the Tripoli government to request help from their Turkish allies. Turkish bomb disposal experts are helping clear the hidden menace left behind by Haftar's forces. Months after being forced to escape the fighting, Wael Bijigni and his family were shocked when they saw the state of their home when they returned. He doubts he will be able to afford to repair his home anytime soon, and shows us where a landmine was recently cleared.
It's going to take a lot to fix it. Too much. I don't know when we'll be able to return. I don't know what to say. May God give us patience.
While some residents have been able to return, for most, their return can't happen until they're given the all-clear in the Salahuddin and Ain Zara neighborhoods. The added threats of explosives is in addition to the severe destruction of homes here. Malik Traina, Al Jazeera, Southern Tripoli.
And before we end the news, a quick recap of our main headlines. The Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, Mamburin Jai, had on Wednesday proposed a supplementary budget before the National Assembly to cope the COVID-19 pandemic in the country. The Ministry of Lands and Regional Government embarks on a land commission to investigate disputes on land ownership and occupation within the country. Health authorities have revealed that the Gambia has registered 2 new coronavirus cases, bringing the total number of 6 to 3. Tailors in Ibo town call on the government for support as lack of electricity hinders their business. The recent on and off of electricity weakens their responsibilities. The United Nations Secretary General is warning of unprecedented levels of foreign interference in Libya. Antonio Guterres is urging warring parties and their international backers to end the political stalemate and agree to a ceasefire. Ivory Coast is facing new political uncertainty after the sudden death of its Prime Minister, Amadou Gon globally collapsed during a cabinet meeting just 3 months before he was supposed to run for presidency. Dozens of returning homeowners in Tripoli have been killed or maimed by landmines left behind by forces loyal to renegade military commander Khalifa Haftar after he failed to capture the city. Turkish troops are now helping their Libyan alliance to clear the mines planted in houses around the capital. Well, that's all for this edition of the news. Please do enjoy the rest of our programs and join us tomorrow for more news. Thanks for watching and bye for now.